All right, welcome everyone to our May webinar for Open for Anti-Racism. We're so glad you could all join us today. And this webinar is primarily focused on uploading your anti-racist syllabus and assignment to OER Commons. And we have the wonderful College of the Canyons OER team here to take us through the steps required for that. And I know in a previous email, which I hope you read, but I realize it's a busy time right now, we did ask folks to create an account on OER Commons. It's a free account. It's a very simple step to do that. And that would be helpful if you'd like to follow along with our instructors here today, Alex and Connor from College of the Canyons. So if someone can drop a link to that free registration in there, some folks who are still catching up could go ahead and join OER Commons, which will be required in order for you to do that task. All right. Well, welcome everyone. I'm here with James Glappa-Grossklag, Liz Yada, Joy Shoemate, Kim Gruey, and many of our coaches here today. And happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. We're always excited to mention these wonderful holidays that come up during our OFAR year. And at this time, we want to express some gratitude. And James, would you like to express some gratitude to our amazing coaches?
Absolutely. One of the greatest joys for me in doing work around the great state of California is discovering how much incredible talent and wonderful human beings we have here in our system. And you see just stellar colleagues and human beings here in the form of our coaches. It's just always a great joy for me to meet so many talented people, and knowing these people has really enriched my professional practice and just enriched my life. So thank you to each and every one of you coaches for being here and helping me to learn, as well as helping our teams to learn.
Yeah, thank you, James. And I echo those sentiments entirely. I did want to mention that Meritez Figo, who is our lead coach, could not be here today due to the Oakland Public Unified is on strike, and she has a number of children that attend there. And so, but she recently published a blog featuring all of you coaches, but some quotes from some of you specifically. And I think there's a link on the slide. Unfortunately, I can't see the bottom of the slide, but it's a great blog. And if Liz would like to put that in the chat window, people can take a look at that if you didn't see it earlier.
James beat me to it.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you both. All right. I wanted to mention something that's coming up. And it's an opportunity for those of you who might be attending the online teaching conference, which is happening in June. I think it's the third week of June 21st through 23rd in Long Beach, California. And James and I and Joy and others are attending that event. Oh, and Liz, of course, is attending that event. And we thought it would be a great opportunity for us to get together for dinner. And we selected Thursday, June 22nd. And we have a link to a document, which I think will go into the chat window in just a moment. If you are attending that conference, we would love to have you join us for dinner. So do sign up so that we have a head count as Liz selects the restaurant. We haven't selected one quite yet. But we'd love to see you in person and hear about your work and give you an opportunity to meet other folks in person who you've been, participating in discussion with all along this year. So we're excited that there's an in-person event to allow us to do that. Any questions about that? Okay, great. And we will send this out over email as well so that everyone gets an opportunity for those of you who might be listening after this webinar to the recording. All right. Now over to you, Joy.
Yes, so we just want to remind you all, Kim and I would like to remind you all of some upcoming dates to be aware of as you are wrapping up your semesters, but we're also wrapping up this time, this year through our OFAR program. So we just wanted to make you aware that in the course, in the module titled Spring 23 Reflections and Activities, you'll find your final spring reflection there that is due May 30th. Again, this is just your opportunity to not only update us, but update each other as colleagues. We've been supporting each other through this effort over the last year. So just kind of that final update to share what this process has been like and sort of what your final outcomes have been as you reflect on this experience. You'll also find another assignment in the course, which is uploading your syllabus and any other resources to OER Commons. So that's the purpose of this meeting today, is we're going to have Alex and Connor walk us through how to upload and submit our syllabus and our assignments to OER Commons. And so you'll find that as an actual assignment in the course. And then lastly, and Una, you can move on to the next slide. On June 9th are our team showcases. So the reflection and the OER Commons upload are kind of reflecting on your individual process, your individual work. But June 9th is the opportunity for all of us to come together in our usual webinar setting. But as a team, you all get to share with us what this process has been like for you as a team and on your campus, and what your plans are for moving forward on your team, excuse me. So we did send an announcement with some more details. We'll drop a link in the chat too with a document kind of further explaining how you can prepare for your team showcase. But just a note that you can pre-record your team showcase if you would like, or you could do it live. So we really look forward to kind of culminating this process in this year, hearing from you individually and what that experience has been like, and then also how this experience has impacted you all as teams. So I think that.
Thank you so much, Joy. The only thing I might mention is that we'd really love to have you invite your supporting administrator and any other colleagues from your college who you think would be interested in hearing the details and congratulating you on all your work.
Yeah, if there was ever a time to invite colleagues, this is the time, because they'll see not only you and your team bragging about the wonderful things you've done this year, but they'll see all of the other teams. It's really, really a moving hour and a half. So yeah, please do invite folks.
Yeah, thank you, James. And in fact, I think last year we had a couple teams that said, oh, I really want to do that same thing that you're doing. And they hadn't really realized, till they heard this. So there was collaboration, even as the program was formally ending. So it's an exciting time. All right. Kim has some really exciting news to let us know. Kim,
Yes. Hello, everyone. And I'm really excited to see faces and familiar faces. Hey, everybody. And congratulations for getting this far in the program. You're almost through. And I told Una yesterday, we were talking about these badges that I'm going to tell you about here in a second. And I was like, on June 9th, it's kind of like it's exciting as graduation. It really does feel to me kind of like going like as a faculty member to college graduation and seeing those students you've been working with for a couple of years in different ways. And then you just get to see them. So I applaud you. I'm real excited about it myself. So what we've done this year is decided to build in sort of like recognition for your hard work by using digital badging. So we've created a digital badge that we're going to award to each of you as participants and successful completers of the program. And to that in one moment, we're also going to give one for coaches and one for team leads. So I did want you to know that as well. So we're going to kind of recognize everybody in the program. And I think we might even have a leadership badge to give to our leadership team because, you know, these digital credentials, there's a record of it online. This is something that you can really use to post on your social media sites or your professional websites and things like that. And we think it's a great idea to use it. So woohoo. And here we go. The one thing that we need from you all is we aren't exactly sure how to sort of quote, if we have to like label you, you know, as completers, you know, when you get your diploma or your degree, you know, you're the graduate, but do you want to be called advocates, champions? Now, Liz is going to launch a poll here in a second, and you're going to be able to, well, there she did already. How would you like to be noted on your digital badge? Like, we're going to have to come to sort of consensus. So like majority is going to rule on this vote. So I just kind of want to say that we're going to definitely just kind of go with what the majority wants. I don't think we have a lot of time to discuss it, but how would you like to be noted on your digital badge is the question. So if you could participate in the poll, and Liz, I don't know if is it launched. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's launched.
Yep.
And people are filling it out.
Good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Kim, I would just add, the majority vote will apply to everyone. You know, you're not voting on your unique wish.
That's
for
what
yourself.
I was trying to make that clear, that I think how the vote turns out is pretty much going to be what we'll probably choose. So I wasn't trying to say vote carefully, but vote carefully. It's not a huge deal, but just how would you like to be noted on the digital badge? Let's take the temperature and see what the group would like. Yeah, one term for everyone who completed. I'm not seeing, are you launching it when the results at some point, Liz?
I haven't ended it, but yeah, we've got
Okay.
78%.
Should I
People
vote or not vote? I don't care. I'm going to not vote.
We won't know, Kim, so
Okay.
we're on your honor.
Everyone should vote.
Also,
Every
to
voice
clarify,
should be heard. Exactly. We do want to.
we see folks contributing in the chat, which is terrific for a discussion in the chat. However, we will record the votes in the poll, so please vote in the poll as well as contributing ideas in the chat. That's yeah, good discussion in the chat, but the votes go in the poll.
And I like Jamie's, you know, yeah, please vote in order for your voice to be heard. So we have one place. But yeah, appreciate those comments. Yeah, it's real interesting. Something as simple as a badge, you really need to sort of think through, what are you awarding? You know, what are the criteria? You'll see all of that when you get your notification in June, once we're finished with this wonderful showcase. You'll have it the week after the showcase. You finish on the 9th, and I think we're talking about launching those badges very early in the following week. So we're excited.
Thank you so much, Kim, for working with us on that and
Look,
sharing. And I think, Liz, how are we about at completion now?
Yeah, so 80% of people voted. It wasn't going up anymore. So 42% of people liked advocate versus 18% for champion. So
okay, those are our top two, huh? And I actually I see faculty is 21% at the bottom there. You know, I think there's probably a few people who couldn't attend today, so we may also Connor likes alliteration. All right. Well, great. Thank you all. And we can see which ones are definitely coming out on top here.
well, we see participant was like last, so we know that was a good idea to get a different term. So thank you all.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Kim. And let's see, we are moving along here. Oh, yep. Liz, this is yours. Very important.
So just a heads up before the next, so the June 9th showcase is basically the end of the program. So before that, like I did in December, I'll send out a template for you to fill out, and then you'll be sending it to bill.com again. And what I'll do is that once I get the word that you've completed everything, I'll approve your invoice. So so even if you might have some outstanding stuff that you haven't done, when I send out the invoice, please send it on to bill.com.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Liz, for sharing that. And we want to make sure to compensate you for all of your work this spring. So don't ignore that invoice. We'd like to get all of those in June if possible. Because the fiscal year ends June 30th. And so we would really appreciate having all those by then. All right. Thomas seems like he's pretty happy about that.
Can I ask a
I don't know that we're giving that much money, Thomas. That's a lot of dollar signs.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what the invoice is for. I thought we already received our checks.
Liz, would you like to explain that?
So we split the contract into two parts. If you can dig up your contract, you'll see that you should have been paid for the first set of faculty requirements or participant requirements, and there's a second set.
Oh, okay.
And
Got it.
actually I can get a link to the template, a blank one, if you want to.
Yeah, if you have questions, please email Liz directly.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and she'd be happy to help you. Yes, we definitely want to compensate you for your spring work, which has been really important. Okay. Well, I think now we want to turn this over to Alex Gavilan and Connor Van Leeuwen, who are OER specialists at College of the Canyons. They work for Joy as well, who that team is under her. And they have prepared some wonderful resources for you that you can use even beyond today. And so I am going to stop sharing and let Alex and Connor take over. James,
All right.
do you have anything to add? I guess not. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Una. All right, so welcome everybody. Thanks for being here today. So my colleague and I, Connor, have created a video guide to go along with this presentation today. And there is also a Google Doc with instructions on a step-by-step guide on everything that we're going to be going over today. This is just going to be a short demonstration on how to upload your syllabus or your assignment or any material you have to OER Commons in the 2023 cohort folder. So you'll all have your material uploaded in the same place. So I'm just going to share my screen and walk you through those steps. So to start, we're going to just so thank you, Joy, for putting that all in the chat. I will probably share some links in a moment as well. But the first thing you're going to want to do is just go to oercommons.org. And if you haven't already made an account, you'll just go up here to the upper right corner to where it says sign in register. I believe we also have a guide on that if you haven't done so already. So you'd register right there. I've already got some login information, so I will just finish signing in if I remember. Hey, okay, cool. So first thing you want to do is go to oercommons.org and sign in. The next thing you'll do is I'll put this link in the chat. It's probably already in a guide. And yes, please feel free to ask questions. There will definitely be time for questions at the end, but at any point during this presentation as well, please, if you have something to ask, speak up. So here's the link for the page that I'm on now. Once you've made an account on oercommons.org, you'll want to go to the Community College Consortium for OER page. If you're uploading something from scratch, it's simple to just click the contribute to this group button. But in this case, there's already a template for you to follow and remix. So what you'll see on this list when you go to this page right at the top is a page, open for anti-racism OFAR template. So you can just click and open this. And once you're on this page, you'll want to click the remix button.
Yeah, Alex,
Mhm.
can we just do a quick check and see if everybody's in now? Because I know that a few people
Oh, sure, of course. If we're all following along, I can slow down.
yeah, let's just see. Are people in oercommons.org, or would you like Alex to take us through that one more time? I know that a lot of times people go too fast for me and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm way behind, and then I just sit there and kind of go, well, I'll have to figure it out later. So
Yeah,
just
so thank you, James, for adding the OER Commons link. I will add the link for this webpage right here one more time. This is the link for the consortium's webpage.
thank you, Alex. Yeah, I think people want to be able to jump right in to that
Of
page.
course, of
Perfect.
course.
Thanks everyone for your comments and questions. We want to make this as effective as possible, and we have the whole hour here to
Yeah.
work on this.
And thank you for all the help with the chat, everybody. I appreciate it. So, all right, so I'll move on. Please stop me at any time. So once you're on the consortium's OER Commons page, you'll see the Open for Anti-Racism template. You just have to simply click the template or open it in a new tab, whatever you prefer. So I have that here. Once you're on this page, you're just looking for the remix button towards the right-hand side. We'll click that, and this is going to open up a series of menus for you. And the first thing you'll want to do is change the title of your resource here to whatever the name of your course is, to make it relevant for what you're teaching. And you'll want to remove the word template. So it'll be your course title, Open for Anti-Racism, OFAR. And then this page here is broken down into a couple sections. The first thing you can do is, if you have an image or a picture that you were planning to use, or that is a thumbnail of some kind that is reflective of the topic you're going to be addressing, you can always upload a photo from your computer here. If you remove this photo, it will create a thumbnail for you based off of an image of whatever it is you're going to upload. So these 4 sections are broken down with instructions for you. Section 1 here is just for you to read as you remix this. There are instructions for you, and once you're done reading them, you will delete them, because your students, when you remix this template, won't need this part. So these are just a quick summary of how to remix the template, just how to go through these next few steps. So once you've read this, you'll want to just remove it. And then sections 1, 2, and 3, which were just 2, 3, and 4, these are now things that you're going to customize. So,
and Alex, that's a really good point, is who are we producing these remixed templates for? Right. They're actually meant for other faculty who either are entering the OFAR program next year, as you were, we shared these with you as well last fall, and for people who are simply coming into OER Commons and doing searches on anti-racism.
right.
So think of this as though it's fellow faculty who would be reading this, and probably in your discipline, and they want to find some good examples for how they can do this in their classroom. So thank you, Alex, for letting me interrupt.
Of course. Oh, of course. No problem. Sorry if I misspoke and said students, or that this was for
Well,
students. I'm
well,
just
the way
very used to presenting
we're-
things for
Yeah,
students.
we're all
so,
students.
Of course, of course. So, so for each section here, really, it's all pretty much written out for you for what to do. Section 1 is your action plan, where you will describe your OER and how this will help your class be anti-racist. Sorry for reading right off the slide, but it is pretty much what we're doing right here. If you have any files or things to attach, you'll just click this paperclip icon. It's going to work the same way it would if you were making attachments to an email. So again, section 1 is describing your action plan. If you scroll down, section 2 is going to be where you will summarize your course description, the course name, the section number, your student learning outcomes, or just your learning outcomes, maybe not just student learning outcomes, as well as your syllabus. So like I was saying, when you're ready to upload your syllabus, just click this paperclip and it will allow you to either take it from a website if you have it uploaded somewhere, or you can just attach the file the same way you would for an orientation letter or anything else like that.
And
Section 3
there was
says,
one, there was one point I think that's in the guide, Alex, about you may want to remove any information that's private. Possibly you may want to remove your name, but any kind of contact information, if you feel uncomfortable sharing that, we would ask you to remove that. It's it's really up to you, but we know that these are public repositories, and if so we recommend that you do remove most of that material. If people reach out to our program, we would contact you if they wanted information about your course, and let you know that somebody was looking for information. So it's just kind of, it's better to be careful about that, because this is used worldwide. Essentially, it's a globally available.
Yeah, good point. This is all public, given that it's on OER Commons. So yeah, how much of your information you want to give away is definitely up to you. Thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, you have those considerations to make for the course description in your syllabus. And then the third section on this page would be either the assignment that you're uploading or the module. If you have like a series of readings with assignments or something like that. This is the section where you will describe your assignment or your module. And if you have anything to attach or any relevant links to post, you can just type or copy paste the links that you have into this little Word box here. Or again, you can click the paperclip to upload material. So for now, if there's nothing else we have to say about this page, I'll move on. And again, this will all be available in a video guide and a written guide as well to go along with this. So that'll be available as a resource in the future. All right, so I will hit next. Unless it wants me to please correct the indicated errors. I must have left. There we go. Cancel that. I'm not actually uploading anything right now.
Alex, this is Tom Jones. I do have a question if I could.
Sure, of course.
I see that we have the one assignment section. If we want to display 3 or 4 assignments, can we add additional sections, or does it all go under one?
You can add new sections if you need to.
Right.
So right now the template will come pre-made with 4 sections. The first one is exactly, it's the button right here.
Yeah.
You can just add a new section and you can title it and add descriptions or parameters of what it's for right here. So it's pretty straightforward to add and remove new sections.
Okay, yeah, until you scrolled down there, I didn't see that bar. I apologize.
No worries. Yeah, so there's this button here to insert a new section, and when you want to remove one, you just click the X.
Thank you.
So it's very modular and easy to add and remove. So so those are the sections we have on this page. That's basically the first step of remixing the template. Once you've done everything you want to do there, you'll click next, and that will take you to this page where you will basically summarize or describe an overview of what the resource is that you are uploading to OER Commons, and maybe what you hope to achieve with it. After that, you have to choose which Creative Commons license you want to publish this under. We would probably opt for just keeping it as Creative Commons by attribution, which is the most open Creative Commons license you can provide. But there is also the option to choose things like non-commercial or non-commercial share alike if you want to ensure that whatever you post on OER Commons is not allowed to be for profit in any way. And if you would like to make sure that whoever uses your content continues to license whatever they adapt or remix it into the same way you did, you can choose the share alike license, because that requires anybody who adapts your material to also use the same Creative Commons license that you did. So we have some options there, but the simplest one is just to leave it as Creative Commons by attribution. That one is the most open and accessible, or I should say remixable. Under subjects, you'll want to add whatever is relevant to you and what you teach. Education levels, it gives us some choices here. I'm guessing the most relevant one for us would probably be, community college and lower division. So you'll want to specify that, because it will make it easier for people to search for this material in OER Commons, the more descriptors that it has here. Under material types, you've got some choices. We could say that you're uploading a homework assignment, student guide, syllabus. I imagine many of you will probably be uploading syllabi, modules, things like that. So there's a list of different types of content that you could be uploading here. Just for the sake of example, I will choose syllabus. Obviously, languages is right here. A couple other things you'll probably want to add would be, you might want to specify if you are, if you're uploading a syllabus, for example, you'd probably choose like downloadable documents. I imagine a syllabus is a Word document or a PDF or something like that. So you could specify media type or file format. And then the last thing you'll definitely want to, so all of these up here are mandatory. That's why the little asterisk is next to them. You'll have to fill these out before you can publish. Some of these menus down here are optional, but you'll definitely want to make sure to have keywords down there. So that'll make it easier for people to search for your content on OER Commons. In addition to whatever keywords you would need for your area of expertise, you'll want to add the words culturally responsive pedagogy. Hit enter. There we go. And hit yeah, you'll type out your keyword and then you'll hit enter and it will like box it for you. And we'll also want to add anti-racism. Yeah. Liz, Una, was that the way that you wanted it to be written out, with the lowercase r, one word? I know there were a few variations of that.
Yes, that
Okay.
is the one that we use. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, just making sure, because apparently whether or not this is one word or two words can make a little bit of a difference in the search engine when you're on OER Commons. So we'll just try to make sure that we're using the same one. So yeah, essentially once you've gone through the sections and defined what your content is, and you've given it some tags and labels here on this page, you check the box to consent to share, and you'll hit publish. And there's still another step to do here. So once you've published sorry, let me just back up and use fewer words. Once you've remixed the template and you've saved and published it, it'll take you to this page. And the next step you want, very important, is to click the save button. And I may have to back up a little farther. So the page that I showed you earlier, the Community College Consortium for OER page, because I already have an account on OER Commons and I'm already part of this group, this button right here that says contribute to this group, if you had just recently made an account and it was your first time on this page, this green button would actually say join this group. And in the video guide that we made, it will show that, because we made the guide with an account starting from scratch. So you'll have to make sure that before you remix the template and you click on that, you'll click this button that says join this group. Once you've joined the group, once we're back on the template page, when you click the save button, it will give you a choice of what group you want to save it to. So you can see here that we're a part of the CCC for OER group. and I'm just going to click the 2022-23 Open for Anti-Racism cohort. And that's going to make sure that when I come back to the CCC OER page and I go down to folders here, we've got the 2022-23 cohort folder. And you'll see here 2 items that are pending and need approval from an administrator. So this one right here is the sample template that you all just watched me upload. This template right here is the demonstration that is still there from when Connor and I made our video guide to go along with this demonstration. So we should probably remove these at some point, but we have some samples here. And yeah, when once you've saved your material, you will see it here appear in this this folder. It'll all be in this list here, pending approval. Please let me know if there's any questions at this moment, but just to make sure, if it's not already in the chat, sorry, I haven't been keeping an eye on the chat if somebody already put this in here, but we do have a YouTube video that demonstrates everything that I just went over. It's got captions and it's broken up into little chapters, so it's a little bit easier to navigate there. I will put that in the chat right now. I'm happy to answer any questions, but if anybody needs this as a resource going forward, this whole demonstration is essentially recorded right there.
I wanted to ask, I'm sorry.
No, please go ahead.
If this is where we submit our group presentation or where we submit our individual?
I'm gonna have to defer to Liz and Una on that one. I think this is the individual.
Sorry. Yes. This is for your individual contribution. This is your syllabus and your anti-racist assignment. But you might want to post your reflection in here, your individual final reflection as part of the reflection prompt that is in this template. So that's a great question. And
Okay.
it's from an individual perspective. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and thank you for keeping an eye on the chat, Connor, and thank you for captioning that YouTube video that I just posted. I know that was time consuming, so much appreciated. So at this point, I'm happy to go back and go over anything we talked about, but yeah, please, if anybody has any questions or concerns, how can the COC OER team help? Let me know. Let us know.
I see Susan Haynes has her hand up. Susan, if you want to unmute.
I'm sorry, I forgot to put my hand down.
Oh,
It is
No
down.
problem.
okay, thank you. Yes, thank you, Joy. We've got the OER email address.
And was anybody able to start the process today? You might be, in addition to, of course, Alex and Connor, you might be a mentor for those. Oh, okay. Thomas got started. I think. I'm sorry. It looks like you were replying to something else, maybe. But
Yeah,
how are people?
I'll just say, if I can, for me personally, it's really challenging for me to follow along to a technical demonstration like this. But so don't feel alone, but also that's exactly why Connor and Alex created additional guides that you can go look back at, and a video as well. So there are multiple formats, including a recording of this webinar today. There are multiple formats through which you can go back and get the same information and follow along at your own pace, because I know I need to stop and start and try things multiple times.
Absolutely agree with that, James. Whoops. We are going to be here for another up until the end of the hour. So if some of you want to jump in there and try things now, please, feel free to do that. I think we're going to be here. And Liz is going to share a survey link in the chat window, I believe. And we ask that you give us some feedback on today and how helpful that was for you, and any suggestions for future sessions. Thank you, Liz. And huge thanks to Joy, Alex, and Connor for putting this together for us.
Happy to help.
Yeah, last year we just told our faculty to do it, and about half of them did something, and the other half were completely confused. So each year we try to improve.
Yeah, it was cool working on this. I know I was kind of like the guinea pig doing the little OER submission, the OER module submission. I was trying to remember. I think the only thing I got maybe confused about was trying to maybe save to the right folder after the thing was done. Or you know what, I think it was a problem where it was like if we were hitting the contribute to this group button instead of the remix, then that kind of like threw a wrench into things. So, but if you follow the guide that we have, if you follow that, you know, number by number, it'll take care of you. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
You already made the mistakes so that we don't have to.
yeah,
Exactly. Connor came in a little bit less familiar with the project. And we were like, great, fresh eyes. See if this guide makes sense for you. So Connor helped us iron out the some of the trouble spots in the guide and remedy that.
Wonderful. Yeah, great session. And so we hope that this has been helpful and that you can get your uploads done by May 30th. And we are so looking forward to the showcases on June 9th and spending that time with all of you. And I hope that some of you will be able to join us at the online teaching conference where we can have some nice long conversations about your work and how we might showcase that further and where you're going to take it next year.